Today, we're going to use the Skyflame Smoker Kit as kind of a offset so that way we can keep the charcoal in the center and keep the meat around the outside. So kind of indirect, but not completely indirect. We have done this a lot where we have piled the charcoal in the middle or where we've used other methods like cans or smaller rings. But I want to show you that you can get good results out of doing something like this. Now, I did a little bit of practice, but I have not done a full cook. Just like usual, we're going to go through the whole process together. First thing I want to do is show you some of the prep that I did. Now, I'm not going to use the plate today. So that plate, I set it off to the side, and that's great if you're going to use it through the entire process. But what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to grill near the end of the cooking process. So what I've done is inserted these 2 pieces of heavy-duty aluminum foil. I just took a piece of aluminum foil, pulled it out to where it was twice as high as the basket, and then folded it in half and pushed it in there. Now, if I wanted to be a little more particular, I could have gone the long way, or I could have even put in a 3rd piece, but I think this is perfect. And on this spot here and the opposite spot, we have a solid piece in the box assembly itself. So I kind of lined it up with that. And I'm not going to fill it really heavy all the way on the outside edges. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of charcoal and get that lit. So I just want a few briquettes around the edge, but I don't want to overdo it. So the few around the edge, they'll burn later down in the cooking process, but mostly they're going to hold that foil to the side a little bit. Go ahead and put in the haystack lighter right there. And then we'll put in just a little bit more charcoal to surround that. Okay, get that in a nice position there. Then I'm going to go ahead and light it, and today I'm going to go ahead and just use the blowtorch. I got that lighter surrounded pretty good, so I had to hit it a little hard to get it to go. But you can see it's firing right up there and burning, and down in the bottom, it's burning a little bit better than it is off of the top. But it's going to get going and get that charcoal going. So now that we've got that going good, I'm just going to let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then we'll throw that meat on there. Now that is going to be some pork blade steaks today, and we're just going to arrange them around on the outside and let them cook nice and slow. And then once they're done, we're going to throw them on top and give them a little bit of a sear, and they'll be ready for dinner. So let's go ahead and let this get preheated, and I'll be back in 1 second for you. So it's been slightly over 20 minutes, and the charcoal was looking like it was coming along just perfect. So I went ahead and I put the grate on. I did take the old grate and I brushed it down really good and got it all as clean as I could. So we're going to use that. The bad spot in the old grate's right in the middle, so the outside edges are pretty good. Now this is what I have here today. This was actually 2 packages of pork shoulder, and 1 package is cut a little thinner than the other. So we'll have to account for that. And you never know, I might just leave the one on a little longer, or either, save any of that for leftovers, and it'll reheat really well. So what I did was I went ahead and put one of my favorite rubs on here, and that is the Heath Riles Honey Rub. And I got to tell you that the competition blend, I've been using that for a little while now. And my wife, she said that that's her favorite on ribs. So I always add just a little bit of garlic. And I do that with a lot of different rubs, because I feel like most rubs could use just a little pickup. And if it was just me eating, I would actually add pepper too. So I added a little light coat of garlic granules and then a light coat of the honey rub. I didn't really want to overdo any of the flavoring, and of course, I am on the lighter side of all my flavorings all the time. And if you watch the channel regularly, you do know that. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got in here. And you can see the smoke is coming out real nice. And that's what we want to see. We want it to be cooking and smoking at the same time, so that way we can get that wonderful flavor on there. And some of this is steamed because it's really cold out here today. And it seems to have gotten colder faster than I expected. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on around the edges. And of course, I'll load the thick pieces first. And we'll just kind of lay it like that. Like that. I just don't want it directly over the center. So I'll be right back. So I've got that all laid out, and I kind of like how it is there. This one's just a little close here, but I think it'll be just fine. The one thing that I am seeing is that it kind of absorbed most of that seasoning, so I think we'll just add just a touch more. Now, if you hold your hand just like that, and it gets really hot really fast, you know you're doing good. I'm going to go ahead and put this on there, and then I'm going to put a thermometer in through one of the holes. I'll be right back. So it's been a couple of minutes, and that thermometer is coming up to temperatures. So I think it's almost to what the cooking temperature is inside of the Weber here. And it just takes a little bit of time for the actual thermometer to heat up, especially how cold it is out here. And it takes a little time for the actual grill to warm up too. So we are just around 200 degrees. And I know that from my experience that this thermometer reads about 10 to 15 degrees short. So it's probably almost 225 in there, 220. And it's still climbing. So what we're looking for a good cooking temperature for the first part of this cook is 250 to 275. I find that pork can really handle that 275, and this is not going to be a long cook. So as that charcoal gets going better and better, the temperature will increase and the pork will be ready at the same time that the charcoal is ready to do that sear in the middle. So we'll go ahead and let that roll, and I'll keep watching it and come back if something develops. If not, then I will let you know when it's ready to go. This should be a really super simple process. So I will see you in 1 second. So I've been monitoring the temperature, and it's been slowly rolling right up, and I just checked these and they look good. So why don't you take a look at them too and see what you think? Go ahead and take off the lid here and just set it to the side. The charcoal has definitely spread out to where it is burning all over now. Now I'm going to go ahead and check this one right here in the front. It's pretty thick. It's one of the thicker ones. And we got 151. Let's try it right there. 158. So let's go ahead and move on in the process. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll them into the fire. Now they were a touch crowded there, but I think I got them all in there. That's a lot to get over that centerpiece. And I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more on the bottom here. If you remember, when we put them on, we went ahead and sprinkled a little bit more on the top. Go ahead and let it go for a second here. And we want to get a little bit of a char on there. And so far, so good. They look great. They look like they're just about ready to eat. But again, we want that sear. And there's no better sear than a charcoal sear. So while we're waiting, I want to mention that the final temperature was just above 350 on that thermometer. So maybe 375. It just kept slowly climbing up as it kept going. As more charcoal lit, the temperature did rise. Now, if you're in the middle of summer, it's probably going to be a little hotter than that because, like I said, we got a little bit of cold weather early, and this is not smoke. This is steam coming off of me. That is looking really good. The fats are dripping down and causing a little bit of flame. If we hadn't slow smoked them, there would be more fat and more flame, but this is perfect. Go ahead and flip that over. I don't want to burn anything, so we'll just... Oh yeah, we got a little char on there. Well, this is looking great. I don't cook with charcoal flame very often, and I really just love this. This is going to taste amazing. Okay, that one's done. Done. I'm going to go ahead and set this piece on my plate. Yep, done. Done. That one's good. Crispy. Good. And we certainly put more charcoal in there than we needed. But I'll tell you what, if you wanted to do some dogs or some grilled veggies even, I love to do grilled zucchini slices. I cut them double thick and then just grill them out, and they are great, even halves. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on this and make sure that this is opened up all the way, so that way it can burn off everything that was on that grill. Now I'm going to go and put these in the house to rest, and I will be right back. So I did leave that sit for a couple of minutes now, and it should be cool enough to eat. Let's go ahead and get a temp reading on it. That is just so fast. And 149, that's right on the edge of done. This is one of the two thicker pieces. So I'm really happy with that, but if you're not, then feel free to cook it more. Once you get a look at this, yeah, that looks perfect to me. Go ahead and get a close-up there. All right, let me slice off a little piece and take a bite. I'm going to show you that again. It's a little more done right around the edge here, so it's definitely not the 149. But the nice thing is that it's completely rested. And so I can eat it. I don't have to worry about getting burned. this and the charcoal, winning combination. So I don't know if you've tried these Heath Riles seasonings, but as far as pork goes, this is definitely my favorite. Now, I have a different favorite for chicken, but I put some of this on the chicken, and I'll tell you what, still really, really good. So you got some people out there making some amazing spices, and this guy is just one of them. So you should really check that out. As far as cooking like this, now I've used rings and I've done the charcoal snake method and stacked everything up and done different things. But this just makes it easy to hold all that charcoal right in the middle, so you don't have to worry about it running around, getting away from you, falling down, and possibly causing a flare up while you're not paying attention and burning any of your stuff. So this smoker kit is really useful. You don't have to use it with just the deflector. You can use it without the deflector. And again, I put in a little bit of tinfoil to make sure that I didn't get any flames or, direct heat escaping out the side. And it worked amazingly well. So this one thing might be a one-piece solution for your smoker. Now, again, I also have the rotisserie, and I'm thinking that in the near future, I'm going to try the two together. I've used the ring from one of my other smokers to keep that charcoal all nice and grouped together. But this thing here, it might do the exact same job. My only concern is the height. But we'll give it a try on one of these future videos and see how it goes. So another successful cook, and the Weber grills, smokers, they're hard to beat. They are just a really good product. The Weber Kettle and the Weber Smoky Mountain both have excellent air control, so it really helps get that temperature exactly where you want it. Again, affiliate links in the description below. The first link will be a link for the Weber smoker, and then all the other links will be in order and featuring the Skyflame Smoker Kit. So check that out, and I'm going to go eat dinner. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.